Hello, and welcome to the Willow Rose Cottage. I'm so happy you came for a visit. Today I'm going to share with you some of the things I wrote down when I was in contemplation. And I do want to give you a little tiny bit of a backstory as to why all of this kind of took place for me. So I made a decision to have a really big Yule party and have all my girlfriends over because I wasn't going to be seeing my children for Christmas. And so I planned it for several weeks and, way overworked, way overspent, and so then the day before the party, everything was set up, everything was decorated. I dried oranges, I dried apples. Oh, by the way, it was going to be a Viking party. So it was going to be a Viking party, a Viking Yule party. So I have from my days as an artist when I was in art school and did ceramics, I had a bunch of ceramic pieces, plates and cups and chalices and stuff, and I went out and I dug all those out. And I dug out all my wooden bowls. And anyway, it was kind of a big production. And I did everything in natural pine except for my tree. My tree is synthetic, but everything on my tree, I didn't put anything on my tree that wasn't natural. So I dried a bunch of oranges and apples. And so you get the picture. Cranberries. And so the day before the party, one by one, they all but two called and canceled. So I get it. I think the thinking was probably, oh, there's going to be so many people there, she won't even miss me. But everybody thought that and nobody came. So I went ahead and I talked to the two that were still planning to come, and we, I just said, I'm kind of crushed right now. I feel really devastated about this, and I think I'm going to just go ahead and cancel the whole party. And, I just really need to kind of review, I guess just review why I do so much for my friends, and that, sometimes I feel like it's not reciprocated. So I told my friends, I told the group, including the ones that canceled, hey, if I'm not returning text, it's fine. I'm just going inward for a while. So I went inward from the 21st till the 30th. And, the 21st was the actual solstice that I spent with Louie, and it was fine. We burned our Yule log together. And so on the 30th, I just kind of felt like I needed to write some things down after, 10 days of processing. I mean, I didn't leave the house. It was pretty crushing, not to be able to be with my kids on Christmas, and then my friends kind of feeling, I felt like they kind of abandoned me, to be honest. I know that's not their intent. I know one of them had some oral surgery, and, there were legitimate reasons why they weren't coming. But it just, at the same time, it didn't negate how crushed I felt and how bad my heart hurt, and kind of still does, to be honest. But what I wanted to share with you is what I wrote down and what came out of that. So this is my little journal. I covered it with wallpaper. It was falling apart, so I had to kind of try to find a way to salvage it. So I wrote down just train of thought. So none of this is in any real order, and I'm not sure if I've shared, but I journal every single morning, and that's just something I've done since junior high school. This was, I had written a lot about just my feelings about it. I kind of did write about my feelings about it, but by the 30th, it was kind of like I was just ready to move on from the examining and start doing the resolution. So the resolution was things I'm leaving behind. So that's kind of what I started with, because I really felt like I needed to start leaving some things behind. And so the first thing I wrote was addictions. And I don't feel that I'm addicted. I don't have an addictive personality. I don't get addicted to things. However, I do feel that there are some addictions that I have, like screen time, spending, soda. I'm not addicted to soda, but I do drink it probably 3 times a week. So that's something that I want gone out of my life. Alcohol, I don't feel that I'm addicted to alcohol, but I do feel that at times I do take a glass of wine or a couple of glasses of wine when I'm feeling down or lonely, and I want to find different ways to deal with that. So, oh, and I did write a side note, not addicted, but still want to leave it behind. So, and then going fast. Hurrying or rushing, moving quickly, anxious driven behavior. And then I write in parentheses, just breathe through it. So I do have anxiety, we know that. I do tend to suffer from depression at times, not as bad as my anxiety, but they are, as one of my doctors told me, they are different sides of the same coin. So overspending. I tend to overspend. I way overspent for that party. I went probably maybe, I mean, I don't even want to admit this, but I probably went about $400 or $500 for that party that didn't happen. And so I tend to live in the past with that. When I was married and we lived in Tahoe, I pretty much had unlimited spending, and I don't have that anymore. So as it's been almost 9 years since my divorce, Louis, stop. So I just kind of feel that it's time to grow up and start really monitoring my spending. One of the things that I wrote down here was I used to justify my spending by saying, oh, I'm just going to Ross, like it's so cheap, or TJ Maxx, and it's not expensive, and it's just, oh, it's so cheap, like a dress is only, $12 to $19, and however that adds up. So so I have Ross, TJ Maxx. The other thing that I realize a lot of my spending comes from is thrifting out of town and having thrifting marathons. So I live far away, as you know, and so to get there, I spend gas money. I get there, and I do thrifting marathons. I hit like maybe, I don't know, 8 or 9 stores, and then I usually have lunch there because I spend the whole day there. So they're very pricey, and even though I find wonderful things out of town, because I live in a small area, rural area, and there's not often a lot of really wonderful things. I mean, I'll just be honest. I have to just stop. I have enough. I just have to stop. So I'm only thrifting local. No out of town thrifting marathons anymore. Amazon. My gosh, Amazon is easy to spend. So I canceled my Amazon Prime so that it'll be harder for me to spend at Amazon. So that's one of my goals, is to just stop Amazon completely. I should just delete the app. Maybe I'll just delete the app. I don't know. And eating out, I spend a lot of money eating out, a lot. I eat out a lot with my girlfriends. I eat out a lot by myself. It's kind of the thing that I do to thwart like boredom and loneliness. So that's something that I'm going to start working on. That my herbs, I've started working on my herbs. What I was going to say is something I'm going to start working on is finding joy in being at home. It's weird because being at home is hard for me. I've worked pretty much my whole life, and so being at home, I start getting really restless, so I want to go, which is why I go thrifting, because I tell myself thrifting isn't shopping at Nordstrom's or Macy's, it's shopping at Ross and thrifting. So yeah, no more eating out with my friends. The other thing is plastic. I'm done buying anything plastic. I'm not buying any more plastic. I actually, as I've talked about before, I lived up in the Trinity Alps when I was younger. And at that point, I was me, but better. Like, I was a vegan, blah, blah, blah. I've gone over all of that. And I did not allow plastic in my house. There was no plastic in my house. Nothing plastic. The milk I bought was, it was actually goat's milk is what I bought. I know I just said I was a vegan, but I did get goat's milk for my son because when he transitioned from breast milk, he needed goat's milk. So the goat's milk was in glass jars. Everything I bought was, and I shopped at a store that sold bulk, and so I had all my stuff in jars. Like my peanut butter was in jars, all my oats, all my flour, all my dried fruit, everything I had in jars. So I didn't have any plastic, and that's another goal I'm gonna make for myself. No plastic in my house. Memberships and subscriptions, done. All of them except for YouTube are gone. I've canceled all my subscriptions and all my memberships. I don't need those. I need to use what I have, which is another on this side. So I have, I don't need those. I don't even know how to crochet, and I have a crochet box membership. So crochet boxes come to my house, and I haven't even learned how to crochet. So I have like 2 or 3 of them sitting. And I already showed you my Apothecary at Home boxes. I have like 9 of them. I've been working through those, by the way. Stop it. Chew on your toy. So I'm going to use what I have. Oh, wait, no. I'm going to, I already canceled all my memberships and subscriptions. Screen time. I'm cutting down my screen time significantly. I already have. So I wrote this on the 30th, and today's the 3rd. So I've already done all this stuff. I've already started doing all this stuff. So screen time is shut down. I'm going to, YouTube a couple of my my favorite channels I'll watch. I will use YouTube for learning purposes, like learning how to crochet or learning how to spin on my spinning wheel, or to learn things, and maybe watch. I have a channel that I really love about herbs. He teaches all about herbs. He lives in the UK, and he lives on his own little farm he created. And he grows all his own herbs and dries them, and then he cooks with them. Really love that. So he's really inspired me. So so just a couple of YouTube channels for my screen time, and YouTube for my membership or my subscription. Oh my gosh, this one. Stop buying expensive self-care products. I cannot tell you. I should have things like set up to props to show you. I cannot tell you. I have 2 boxes in a cabinet in my bathroom of just self-care crap that I don't even use, like little under eye patches and face masks and expensive vitamin E, I think, oil, and just all this stuff with like retin-A in it and whatever, and I don't even use it, and I buy it. My daughter told me that I don't shop for things, I shop for the dream. So maybe I always have this dream that I'm going to come home and use this stuff, and it's just going to make it look fabulous, but then I end up never using it. So hair products and nail products and all that, I'm done with all that. All the hair products, everything, clearly none of it's worked anyway. So I'm leaving all the vanity stuff behind. Okay, so that's the end of the list as I wrote it on that day. Since then, I've thought of quite a bit that I haven't added to it, but you get the picture. So the things I will do this year. So sit up straight is one of them. Okay, use all of what I have before buying more. are you okay? Of course you're okay. I'm notorious for just buying more stuff, like the facial stuff, the beauty products. I don't even use what I have, and I just buy more. I don't know. So I'm going to use up everything I have. Another good example is I made a decision that I want to use natural products for like my dishwashing soap and for my laundry soap. And so a really good example is use up what I have before I go out and start buying ingredients to make natural products. So that's something I have to do. Use up what I have. Oh, material. I have material here. I found, I'm getting all close like I'm telling you a secret. I found when I was looking for stuff out in the barn, I was going through some of my old bins looking for like the ceramic stuff I was talking about earlier, and I found an entire box of material that I had when I lived in Tahoe that I've never unpacked. It's just out there, a whole box of material, and I go and I buy material. Okay, so use up all my material. There's going to be some dresses in my future, I can tell. Since I'm not buying clothes from Ross or TJ Maxx or thrift stores anymore, excuse me, I'm getting all excited. I'm going to have to start sewing, which is good because that's one of the things I want to do instead of screen time. So see, it's all kind of coming together. So I'm going to start sewing. So some of all that material is going to come into the house at some point, and then I'm going to start making myself some dresses. And I said, yeah, self-care products. So, okay, and this is just something I'm going to do this year. I think I'm going to try to take a room a month and go through it and just clean out everything that's unused or expired. Well, expired would be the kitchen and the bathroom, but anything that's unused. And that's probably going to be the majority of the Marie Antoinette room, because I'm not doing the big overnight inviting my friends over for gatherings anymore, where we do whatever and we stay up late. And so I'm not doing that anymore. So there's really no reason to have the Marie Antoinette room because no one will be using it. So I think the Marie Antoinette room is going to come down at some point this year. And so yeah. And just reduce the intake, which I've already kind of addressed. So, and always, the next one is always trying to find something that I need used, like at thrift stores, before buying it new. And I was going to look this up before I made this video, and I forgot until I was just reading this. I think there's a movement called Mend and Make Do or something like that. I'll try to see if I can find what it's called and put it here. But I think it's called Mend and Make Do, or Make Do and Mend, whatever. And so that's going to be kind of a philosophy I'm bringing in this year. Cook at home. We've been through this so many times, but I am starting to cook at home. So take my lunches with me when I know I'm going to be out on the road for longer than lunchtime. Freeze my leftovers and reuse them. And buy only food I need. Again, I think I'm buying the dream. I go to the grocery store and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get this and this and this and this, and I'll make this and this and this, and then I don't, and then it rots. Or I overbuy food. Like I forget I'm just me, and it's all going to go bad. It's all going to spoil because there's no way I can possibly eat all that food before it spoils because I buy too much. So, go slow. Breathe. There's no hurry. And I think this is something that's a habit of mine from working my whole life. Um, well, not my whole life. I was a stay-at-home mom until they got into school, and then I went to school, and then I started working when they were older. But working for, say, the last 30 years, it's always go fast. It's always go fast. Hurry up, get this done so you can do the next thing, because it's always about production and hurry up, hurry up. Gulp your coffee, gulp your tea. You have to get out the door. You have to get to work. Oh gosh, I wanted to walk today. Now I'm late. I can't walk. I have to get in the car and I have to drive and I have to be there and I'll get in trouble if I'm late. And hurry up and get home and hurry up. Now it's late and the animals want to eat. And so there's always hurry, hurry, hurry. Well, I have all day now. And this is something I'm trying to adjust to, is that I have all day now. I have time to breathe, go slow, and enjoy the process. And that's something that I'm really, really working on. It's kind of hard for me. It's kind of hard for me, to be honest, to calm down and slow down and just go slow. But that's something I'm going to work on this year. This is kind of a weird little thing for me. I don't know if I should share it, but it's bathe instead of shower, because it's kind of the same thing. Shower is like get in, hurry up, wash up, whatever, get out and whatever, just so that I'm clean for the day. Bathing is a whole nother process where you get into the bath and you feel the water and you feel the warmth and you feel your body sink into I put baking soda in my bath, and so I can just feel my body sinking into that, and it's just such a soft and gentle and loving way to bathe your body. So that's another thing, is I've been bathing instead of showering. Listen to gentle and healing music. Moderate my screen time. I've already talked about that. Make my own herbal medicines, cosmetics, and self-care products. So I've already started doing that. I put out a video a couple days ago where I was making some plantain and some comfrey salves for my my bruises and scrapes from this little guy. So I'm gonna start. Oh, do I have? Okay, so I don't have it here, but I've stopped wearing makeup. That's a huge thing. I think I've never worn face makeup, and I've rarely ever worn like eyeshadow, or I have really dark eyebrows. I have my whole life, so I've never worn anything, but I have worn blush and lipstick and mascara. Those are kind of the three that I wear. And so I stopped wearing blush probably about, I don't know, a while ago. I've just stopped. I've stopped all of it now. The 31st, I made the decision just to not, I went in to put on some mascara and I was like, this can't be good for me. Just in general, it can't be good. So I've decided, like, I have literally worn lipstick every single day, even during the pandemic when we had to wear our masks. I wore lipstick every single day since maybe junior high or high school. I've never been without my red lipstick, ever. So it's a transition and it's a change, but it's going to be a good one. I've stopped getting my hair cut. We know that. We know all the tragedies surrounding my hair journey. Gosh. So I've just stopped. There's no one up here where I live that can cut it, and I'm not going to drive all the way down 2 hours to a hair salon appointment to somebody that can cut my hair. I like it in the pixie. I think it's cute, but you know what? It's just, I don't have the resources to keep that up, and I don't want to spend the money anymore either. So, and my last one is set achievable and gentle goals. So for this year, as I move forward, I want to set not only gentle goals, but achievable goals. And so I look forward to a new year with all of you and my friends across the world tuning in, and I look forward to growing with you and going on this journey of change. Happy New Year.